All right. So if you're joining us right now, it's about 4 minutes before showtime here on the mighty FM 100. And because we got, 99.
Well, you do realize that every time when you start the podcast, you start with your radio voice.
I do. Magic 100. You can skip ahead about 4 minutes if you want to. That'll bring you to the brink of excitement. That'll be our theme song. Or you can just play along on the home version of our own game.
Well, if we're going to do that, I might want to set the theme song up so that it actually plays when I hit it.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. All right, now I need to set up the thing that looks for you up the Mrs. Moms and Bants, and it says live and new, and boom, they're going out live, and there's 700 people watching us right now. It says one.
Well, I'll leave you to entertain the 700 people for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Dun, dun, dun,
After I knock things off my desk.
Oh, no, there's more than just me. So people are jumping in the seats. Let's see. I have my notes up. I have my paper notes up. I have everything else going. So, yep. It's about 2 minutes and change, and we're ready to go. If you're looking at the brand new live logo that the missus put together, you'll see that the addition of our flag, which is it's an allusion to the lady who is riding the lawnmower, had a riding lawnmower, minding her own business, mowing her lawn, and a snake dropped on her. And then the hawk who dropped the snake attacked her to get the snake back. And so she's now become our spirit animal. So, and she's on a flag. Oh, and Tim and Jim have joined us. I will say hi. So this will tell you how much the lag is. All right. We're ready for 99. I think it's going to be an exciting one tonight. I think we just might, just play Toto's song 99 on a never ending. I tried to listen to Toto 99 and it was just awful.
Why?
Hey, Mark.
I always think of Get Smart when I hear that song.
99.
I'm back. Any messages for me?
This is for you, sir. Is this the Team R debate? Yes, the debate to see who will become Trump's vice presidential candidate. That's what this is. Although, oddly enough, it sounds like Vivek or Ramaswamy is the one. Oh, and Quizzer and Codex and Tim and Jim. And it's everybody.
Everybody loves to tailgate. Come on.
It's a tailgate party.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to see if I can't fix it.
Who brought the barbecue ribs and beer?
Jim notes Barbara Feldon is easy to think about. And yes, she was.
Oh, we got movie sign.
Movie sign.
Bants and Bants. Bants and Bants.
All systems go.
Bants and Bants.
Defiance.
Bants and Bants.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and Bants.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the magic 99th live edition of Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. As always, I am your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey, everyone.
And the missus, who's located in the deep bunker in an undisclosed location.
Yes, and trying to get everything to work tonight.
Yes. And so I'll start this off. 100 parties out of time. So tonight we're going to party like it's episode 99. And so I actually listened to 3 99 songs before here. And here is the ultimate and definitive ranking. There's no way you can argue with this, of the following 3 songs that contain 99.
Okay.
The first one, 99 by Toto. Could not listen to it. Made it about a minute and 10 seconds into it. And I went, God, this is an awful song. And I remember liking it when I was young and stupid. So that was the third place. Second place, just by a hair, was 99 Luftballons, the English version by Nina. And believe it or not, it was not sung by Nina Totenberg of NPR, because she would have sung it 99.
99
Luftballons.
love balloons.
And of course, the winner was 1999 by Prince, the great purple one who has passed into the purple paradise. And it by far of the three was the best song. It just, just the best
It
song.
is a good song.
Mark, do you agree with the ranking?
Yeah, I think so. The Prince song always bothers me because it was supposed to be celebrating entering the 21st century, but he was off by a year. But I guess, partying, it's 2000, partying like it's 2001 didn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's one in every crowd, and in this crowd, it's Mark.
the autism, it runs strong in him. You'll win autism match tonight. So Mark, do you have any 99 thoughts on a 99 sort of day?
No, actually, I hadn't even thought about it because I was thinking beforehand. I thought this was going to be the 100th episode, so I'm off by one.
Now you know how Prince felt.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but I'm not doped up on drugs or anything.
That's true. That's true. So far as we know.
Yeah, just a second. I need some water to get this pill down.
So, and actually, this is kind of a preview of what I'm going to be writing about, just a little bit of what I'm going to be writing about for Friday. But I was listening to Scott Adams this week, just a brief snippet of him. And
Sniff
he
it?
said, yes, a snippet.
Okay.
Because that's what came out.
Okay.
So,
It's
Mr.
a word
Adams
because I say it is.
made an interesting point. He said, often we take substances to alter our mood. So we take, and they're, psychologists prescribe them, mood altering drugs. And he said, you know what? The easiest mood altering drug is music. You can listen to a song, it can make you happy, make you sad. So always think about what you're listening to. And that's why you should listen more to Wilder, Wealthy, I'm sorry, Bombs and Bants, sorry.
Deep sustained booming sounds.
I know.
Deep sustained booming sound.
You should always listen to Bombs and Bants because we're funny and we make you happy. That's what we do. That's my
everyone knows
99
it.
thought. Mark, do you have a 99 thought?
So you're saying I shouldn't be listening to Pink Floyd?
In the right amount of time. But I'm saying don't listen to Pink Floyd if you're feeling suicidal. or you have a razor and you're tired of your chest hair.
Now I'm going to have to
Okay.
now I have to get rid of all my emo wear.
So when I was an undergrad, I took my foreign language in college was Russian. Okay. And one of the guys in my class was he was a non-traditional student, 45, right? And he had been in the Army. I think he was a Vietnam vet. Anyway, he had learned Russian in the Army because he was going to be a language specialist. And we watched, for some reason, in class, A Clockwork Orange because they used some Russian words as slang in that movie. And so we had watched it one class period, and then we're sitting around talking about it afterwards. And he's like, I remember watching that when I was back in my Army days, and it made much more sense, probably because we were all high at the time. That was the problem our Russian professor had. He didn't pass out the snacks first.
Well, you said you had something funny for us.
I do have some funnies
Before
because
we
it
got
is
into the
it is
meat of
my
our show.
job to find funnies for you on the internet. So here's the first one. It's visual, so you John, Mark, you guys need to flip over here so you can see it. Here it goes.
I am looking and I'm seeing very well.
It's a bit of a joke grenade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Take on me. Yep.
Yep, there it is.
And it goes kind of with the 80s songs.
It does. Yeah, exactly. So the second story I have is a little more involved. And this story just kind of went viral this week. Apparently PETA.
So viral as in now we have to wear masks again.
Don't even suggest that. I've heard
They're
the
talking
CDC
about
is
it.
talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, this is between PETA and the seasoning company Old Bay. And this is taking place in Maryland. Apparently, they're having a bit of a billboard battle. So here's the first billboard that was put up by PETA. Crab on it. I am me, not meat. See the individual, go vegan. And right across the street, here was Old Bay's answer.
Oh, awesome.
So those are my funnies. You may continue.
Well, I will continue with the show unless there's anything else to add on.
That's what I had.
All right. And you know why I hate vegans is because they eat the food that my food eats.
Right.
All right. Republican presidential hopefuls were in Iowa, milking cows and eating funnel cakes.
That would make the debate much more interesting if they did those things while they were on the debate stage tonight, don't you think?
And there were a butter statue of Trump on stage. Made out of butter.
That would have made that. I would have tuned in for that.
But it would have had to have been a nude butter statue of Trump. I'll just stop right there. Anyway, all the press can talk about though is Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like being a middle child. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
That's right.
Here's noted idiot, and again, his name is Chuck Todd. 2 first names. You know that's trouble. He's on Meet the Press.
Instead, in a pre-debate memo from Ron DeSantis' super PAC, advises him to take a sledgehammer to Vivek Ramaswamy and to defend Trump when Christie inevitably attacks him. Of course, the Republican candidates are terrified of alienating the Trump-supporting voters that they'll need to win by criticizing Trump. But show us the campaign where an underdog beat a dominant frontrunner by not taking on said frontrunner directly.
And a quick quiz for everybody. Without Google, name 3 Republicans running for president not named Trump. I'll wait for it. Okay, you got them in your mind. Odds are none of you came up with the name of the guy that Meet the Press decided was the one to interview for Sunday's program.
Yeah, and the person they interviewed for Sunday's program was Doug Burnham. Burnham.
Oh,
I don't even know what he is. There he is.
How does he keep getting away with
it? Okay, just kidding. That's actually Sam Hyde. Here's Doug Burnham. But really, if you saw pictures of those two side by side and said, which one of these is the governor of North Dakota? Yeah.
Okay, so that guy, I'm just looking at him, and don't take his picture off for a second. He looks like an AI-generated picture of a gay person who's running a Burger King. And look at those eyebrows. It's like they're caterpillars living on top of his face.
And they're a different color than his hair.
Oh, my. I hate to go through ad hominem attacks, but when they're that easy, I'm just going to do it.
And actually, there is a striking resemblance between him and Sam Hyde.
How does he keep getting away with this? I don't understand. All right. And, Jim
was
Wilson
much funnier to me than probably it should have been.
And Jim Wilson notes that Burkham is Bugman. And but that being said, it's time to get really solemn for a moment. And one of the things that has happened through COVID, there's some industries that have recovered and some that haven't. And we have a word tonight from an industry that just has never recovered from COVID.
Hi, I'm Jodie Foster. You might remember me from such movies as Silence of the Lambs, or Silence of the Lambs, or maybe even that one where I played a female FBI agent. Today I'm here to talk to you about a group that's been going through a lot since COVID-19 hit: celebrities. I'm here for Celebrities Urgently Needing Treasure. It seems you're not going to see any movies anymore, and, well, we need you to do that. Why? Well, it's been rumored that celebrities have been ending up on hard times. Robert Downey Jr. can barely afford to have his jet ready round the clock. Leonardo DiCaprio has been forced to date girls as old as 25. Samuel L. Jackson can barely tell you about the problems he has with snakes on the plane. And for women, it's been worse. Scarlett Johansson was forced to wear a dress for the second time. A second time! Charlize Theron can no longer afford to adopt her 47th transgender child from Africa. And Amy Schumer has had to stop having hot pizza flown in from New York City. Why, even Harrison Ford had to drive a Ford. We are your celebrities, and we're just asking this one simple thing. For only $20,000 or $30,000 a day, someone like Johnny Depp can still do all the drugs he wants, and someone like me can still look down on you for not being a socialist. Remember, we're celebrities urgently needing treasure. Thank you. Brings a tear to the eye, doesn't it?
It does. I feel so sad for them.
Thank you, Clarice. I certainly will be thinking about that when I'm having a nice Chianti.
Did you like
with
that?
some
Remember me
liver
from
and fava beans.
Silence of the Lambs? Or Silence of the Lambs? Or that movie where I was the female FBI agent?
Oh.
And there's a bit of a joke grenade in that too. So just in case you caught it, because it's only funny if I have to explain it. Remember, it's celebrities urging,
So she's been at.
urgently
so she's been
needing
in-
treasure.
Yep, and if you didn't get that one,
Okay.
we'll see you
So-
next Tuesday.
So I just want to be clear on this though. Foster has been in a movie since Freaky Friday.
Well, just one.
Yeah, just that
Okay.
one.
Oh,
I don't think
yes,
it had very
indeed.
much success at the box office. So.
Well, and I've heard that they have a bank, and the bank is actually made. It's one of those coastal banks, and it's called the C Word. The C Word. All right, C Word.
Oh, she was
Bank.
also in that movie about the pinball machine.
well, she was on the pinball machine. Let's be right.
That was my tism. Is the pinball machine okay?
Is the pinball machine okay? That's going to tilt the pinball machine. I'm telling you.
You're gonna lose your quarter.
Mama says that's going to make the machine go tilt.
We're all going to hell for that one. Aisle seat, please.
All right. Yeah, and I guess we should probably just stop right there. Okay. Yes, we do need aisle seats for that one. Ever wonder why it seems our monetary policy was devised by someone on drugs? Maybe, just maybe, because Janet Yellen likes the magic mushrooms. On a recent trip to China, Yellen was seen shoveling potentially hallucinogenic shrooms onto her pie hole. Here she is telling CNN that she totally didn't cop buzz.
So I went with this large group of people, and the person who had arranged our dinner did the ordering. There was a delicious mushroom dish. I was not aware that these mushrooms had hallucinogenic properties. I learned that later. I was read that if the mushrooms are cooked properly, which I'm sure they were at this very good restaurant, that they have no impact.
They were really good. And the more I ate, the hungrier I got.
So listening to Janet talk, I'm just telling you that I'd never heard her voice before. I've just seen pictures of her. And I was thinking, it sounds like she should say, "Oh, Murray, the brisket is too tough. The neighbor's never going to like it, Murray." Oh, Murray, even. Mark, your thoughts?
Oh, it would just be sort of interesting to hear the tapes from all the bugs that were in her hotel room afterwards.
Yeah.
See, now you've done it, Mark. Now the Democrats will accuse you of colluding with China.
Well, I didn't collude with them.
Well, neither
I'm
did
not the
Trump, but he
idiot.
didn't stop him.
I'm not the idiot that took her to a restaurant and let her eat magic shrooms.
Isn't that always
Oh, well.
everyone who gets busted with drugs? Isn't that always their standby defense? They're not mine. I'm holding them for somebody else. Janet Yellen. I didn't order it. Somebody else did the ordering. I just ate them.
Well, you know who I feel.
Potter
really
and
feel-
not one drug.
The one I really feel sorry for is whoever got stuck with the job of being her honeypot to try to get her reveal secrets.
That's the part I didn't want to go. That's the place I didn't want to go. Oh, Murray, the brisket's too tough.
That gives that sentence a whole new meaning.
We made Codex go, ew, which is fair. And Willie notes, Willie Cully, thanks, nice to see you, Willie. Notes that she should have tried the puffer fish. All right. Joe Biden said he had an absolute wall between himself and his family when it came to overseas business deals when he was vice president. An absolute wall. Don't you understand what I mean? A lock box. And by wall, he clearly meant fake names he used to hide what he was doing. Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are seeking unrestricted access to emails from resident Joe Biden's time as vice president when he used pseudonyms including Robert Peters, Robin Ware, and J.R.B. Ware.
I feel like he just kind of gave up on that last one.
Yeah, and here's former Trump Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe talking with Laura Ingraham about it.
These are Joe Biden's documents, and one of the emails on the NARA website is literally titled Emails Between Vice President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden regarding Ukraine and Burisma. I mean, that's not a smoking gun. That's a smoking gun and the bloody knife. I mean, that's really significant evidence that we shouldn't just be finding about right now. And I think it's a shame that it's Jamie Comer and House Republicans that are doing the investigating.
So it's like when you're, like 4 or 5 years old, and you go and eat a bunch of cookies and don't think your parents are going to notice that they're all gone because you were so smart and closed the box.
But didn't wipe the crumbs off of your shirt. You had cookie on your breath.
Yes.
Your brother came along and wrote in Sharpie on your forehead, I ate all the cookies. Yeah.
And you killed the cat.
Yeah, and he killed the cat.
Mark, have you followed this story?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, frankly, the video that he did for the Council on Foreign Relations is, to me, the smoking gun.
Yeah.
The rest of it's just the dead body.
So I haven't heard about this video. Tell us a little bit more about.
Oh no,
this
you've
video,
seen this video.
Have I?
You've seen it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
where he said, and I went to Ukraine. I told them
Oh,
to fire
yeah,
his
that
ass, and
one, yeah.
1 year later, they fired his ass.
Yeah.
1 hour later. Yes, indeed. Oh.
I mean, the only new thing that's come out about all of that was that, confirmation now that he wasn't acting with the authority of the president when he made those threats, which, I mean, we all knew anyway, but...
Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tell me Banana Republic. Biden come.
Yeah, and it's just a coincidence that his worthless drug-addicted son made all that money from countries that Joe was specifically in charge of dealing with.
Well, and
What a coinkydink!
and the fact that the Department of Justice and the FBI haven't investigated or done anything on this just shows you how absolutely corrupt and unworthy of our confidence or support any of those institutions are.
And it's just ridiculous that they think we aren't seeing this. I mean, half of the country is not seeing this, right?
No,
Well, what
Yeah,
makes you think
that's
that J.R.B. Ware is the same thing as Joseph Robinette Biden?
Right? Or Robin Ware. Is that the kind of underwear that Robin Hood wears? Robin Ware?
Yes. And I got to say this much. Fucking is such a damn tool. I'm sorry. It's such a damn tool. To Donna notes, imagine Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court. We dodged a bullet.
No kidding, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move along. Ready to move along?
I'm ready to move along. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There may be a big, as in huge and gigantic, First Amendment case brewing in a teeny town. On August 11th, police in Marion, Kansas, a small town north of Wichita, raided the headquarters of the town newspaper, the Marion Record. Police seized computers, laptops, and personal cell phones of the staff of the paper. Here's more from KWCH, Wichita.
It's a calmer day in Marion, and especially at the Marion County Record. But many questions still remain as to why this happened last Friday.
apology would be a good first step, but it's going to take a lot more than that.
The paper's attorney, Bernie Rhodes, says that apology hasn't come or an explanation of why that search warrant was allowed. That led to the seizure of items at the Marion County Record and the home of its owner, Eric Meyer, and his mother, Joanne Meyer.
If proper procedures are followed, this is vetted by somebody who knows what they're doing, and then finally by a judge who knows what he or she is doing. I don't know where the breakdown occurred here. My hope is that's one of the things the KBI is going to look into.
Oh, yeah.
So the backstory on this whole thing, and this really kind of is an example of small town, what would be the word I'm looking for? Kind of infighting?
It'd be effery.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what happened is that the paper was looking into the background of a local business person. And they went to a state website where you could find information like about DUIs and stuff, but you have to be that person or have some identification in order to get the information. But this was a newspaper person, and they went to the website, got the information. The newspaper said they didn't do anything illegal, but the state says it was accessed by the name of the person from the paper and also someone using the name of the person whose name was being searched. So the person whose name was being searched called the cops and said they've stolen my identity to do this, and that's when they raided the paper. And they've given all the stuff back, but, they thought they could take it in the first place.
There are federal rules. It's not in the Constitution or anything, but there are federal rules that say if you are a news gathering organization or a news organization, much like Bombs and Bants, you are exempt from that sort of stuff. They actually have to subpoena the information from you. They just can't come and take it. And so they're not playing real fair on this one. And I keep saying you can't have a police state without police, and this just goes to prove it, right?
Yeah,
Mark?
Yeah, well, and a corrupt judge too.
Well, and that's another part of the story too.
The judge may have been an idiot.
Well, something has come out about the judge maybe having some DUIs in their background. I'm not 100% sure that that's confirmed, but I have read that in regards to this story. So I don't even know.
Did you write it down right before you read it?
I did not write it down.
Even if the judge wasn't fully aware of the rules on that, she should have at least, when she saw it as a newspaper, at least had enough of a question to go, let me think about this or look into this before I sign this piece of paper that you've shoved in front of my face.
Yeah, but again, this is a small town. I think there are maybe 5,000 people in this town. It's a tiny place. And, if you've ever seen how government works in little tiny towns, everybody knows each other. And my dog was mad about that. And it's just, if you'll pardon the phrase, kind of a small town dick waving contest. And I think they kind of forgot there's that whole Constitution thing that they just stepped all over doing this.
So was Janet Yellen involved in it after the shrooms? Did she try to wave hers?
She probably ran through a city commission meeting covered in cocaine and waving a handgun in the air.
and saying, "Can you milk me?"
And, that's what she's telling her honeypot.
And bringing this to a serious note, Codex notes, and this is a truth part of it, that they did invade the paper owner's aged mom. Armed cops raided her home, and then she had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, and she was 98 years old. Yeah, she had a heart attack later that evening and died.
This is unconscionable and should be criminal. And again, you can't have a police state without the police. I don't have any more on that.
Yeah, but you know how this will end up. The police will say they'll investigate themselves and say that mistakes were made. Somebody will get put on paid administrative leave. They'll resign quietly, and they'll go be chief of police in the next town over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, whatever you're doing over there, get out of it. Sorry. My minions are making noise down here.
Yeah, they're raiding your stuff.
Yeah.
All right. All right. we are going to go to the lighter side. God, I hope this is the lighter side. In a rare display of nature's fury, a man was attacked by wolves in Huntington Beach, California. Oh God, thank you for telling me the wolves are back to California. They can't start the plagues. We need plagues too. All right. Okay, two dudes dressed as wolves because they were furry. It was a okay.
It was a furry meetup.
I'm gonna do this one right from the start again. In a rare display of nature's fury, a man was attacked by wolves in Huntington Beach, California, and of course, it was two dudes dressed as wolves because they were at a furry meetup. Do you want to see the video? I'm not sure. There are some F-bombs, so be careful.
Yeah, not safe for work. So if you need some warning, you're getting the warning now. There is language in this.
All right, wolves go wild.
All right, here we go.
We're going down into 5, 4, 3, 2.
Nighttime, you fucking chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out.
I'm just impressed that noise can come out of the mouth of a full-grown man.
Yeah, there's some debatable parts about that, but all right, all of those people, everyone involved. It's like you see a movie and you hate the protagonist, but you hate the villain too, and you hate all the side characters. That's the way I felt when I watched that one. Feel like taking a shower, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Those people are...
That clink you heard was me tossing out one beer because I definitely need another after watching that stuff. Oh my.
So there is some suggestion on the internet that the person who was attacked was the scorned lover of one of the wolves. I know that doesn't make the story better, does it?
No, there's nothing good about this. There's nothing good about the story. It's something sad that when we have to go to our next bit is our palate cleanser. Take it away.
Let me see. I need a good name so no one will know it was me. It's stupid.
Hang on, I think this needs a little setup. I didn't put the setup in the thing. So, we had the previous story about Joe Biden and his terrible screen names. What might it have sounded like?
We have an audience with the highest IQs in the nation. So
I know. I just want to cover all my bases.
They're good.
And it also gives me a chance to play the harp. So there we are in Joe Biden world, coming up with screen names.
Let me see. I need a good name so no one will know it was me. If stupid Hillary had done this, she would have been president instead of stupid Trump. Okay, how about Johnny Longcoat? Now, obviously that's a fake. Carlos Danger, maybe. Oh, right, the one is already taken. Hummer. Sniffing fart spray. Joey Snake Eyes. Hey, I like that one, but it's probably too mobbed up. Hummer. Dieter Hofenstrich, 2, German, and Ani Waxatough. Nah, it's close to reality. Robert Big Dick? Nah. Wait, how about Robert Peters? Yeah, like I've got more than one. That's a good one. What about Joseph Robin? No. Again, 2, too close. Hummer. Where can I find a good name? Oh, Robin, where? Where we go now? Maybe one more. Oh, this is so hard. Aha, that's what she said. Screw it. We're where it is. All done now. Where's my ice cream?
The funny thing about that is that makes more sense than he actually makes now. And I love the way he goes, hummer.
That is.
Oh my, good stuff. And all right, don't vote yet, but it's time for the Braying Jackass of the week. We have 3 candidates.
This is Neil Young.
Hey, get that jackass out of here!
And I'm proud to present my Braying Jackass of the week.
Jim Wetzel calls him Kid Sniffer, but Joe Biden can't, for forgetting he can't no comment his way out of everything on his presidency.
Why do I have no volume?
You have no volume.
Will you come
Let me
talk
see if I
about
can
the
fix
Hawaii
that.
response, Mr. President?
Let's try again.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
So ask about the death toll in Hawaii. Biden no comments his way out of it.
You know, I'm going to give anyone can overrule me, but I'm just going to say I'm going to give him a pass on this one because he's probably just saying I'm not going to talk about anything. You know, I'm out doing my stuff. I'm out. You know, I sniffed this one kid. I'm going to go sniff another one real quick. So yeah, just give me a minute.
Or he just assumed that it was about Hunter. And no comment.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to take fifth on that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, in Tadano, he notes, this is why I was hoping Hurricane Hillary would have been a disaster. And I'm going to tell you, Tadano, I heard that in the first 7 hours, Hurricane Hillary destroyed 30,000 emails. So, all right. Okay.
Here,
all right.
Here, you get that.
Thank you.
Bravo. Bravo.
Al Sharpton, for whom the word, I almost looked and said, what is this? Okay. Al Sharpton, for whom the word bigger is a racist slur, apparently, I'll let him explain.
To call a federal office or call a judge's chambers talking about to a slave using a word that rhymes with the N-word, Donald Trump himself, their leader, using the term riggers, which clearly rhymes with the N-word. I mean, this is not 10 years ago or 30 years ago when we marched against him on the Central Park 5. I'm talking about within the last 24 hours, used the term riggers. Is this the kind of party the Republicans want to show the country that they are?
And in case you're missing a little context on that, Trump called the people that he has accused of rigging the 2020 election, he has referred to them as riggers, as those who rig things. That is the word, that he's taking exception to.
Better if he skipped the last R? I don't know. I'm going to not even try and pronounce that. Okay, so number 2, Al Sharpton. Number 3 is, once again, Joe Biden. Can you play the Joe Biden thing?
Which Joe Biden thing?
The Hispanic person saying Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about. Wait, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm completely on the wrong page. Hang on. I'm so confused. I feel like Joe Biden. And I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I was just on the wrong half of the page. This is part of the project. Okay, here, I finally...
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
I know how you feel, brother.
Okay. Well, keep that one handy because we don't need it.
Okay.
Because Joe Biden is back. He's candidate number 1 and number 3. Joe Biden, but this is the one who survived the tragedy of maybe having a small fire in his kitchen that maybe he imagined, and then shared the story of the people who had lost their homes and families in Hawaii.
So he's talking to a group of survivors of the big wildfire in Hawaii. Here he is.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Lightning struck at home on a little lake. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, they ran into flames, saved my wife, and saved my family. Not a joke.
So,
I don't think a birthday cake with lit candles counts as flames.
Well, it would be like me going and saying, talking to a group of parents who just lost their children to of virulent nose cancer, walking in and saying, I had the sniffles once, and so I understand exactly how you feel. What an idiot! I mean, this is
or someone who someone who lost a limb in the war, and you going, oh my God, that's awful. I know how you feel. Look at this hangnail.
I had a zit once, man. All right. All right. So, folks, we have to have a vote. It's Joe Biden #1, who I'm actually, I'm pretty tough on Joe.
We'll call him No Comment Joe.
I'm willing to give him a pass on that one. So, not trying to influence the voting, because that would end me up in a RICO charge or something.
That's right.
Al Sharpton, who can't stand
You'd be perpetrating fraud on the voters of Bombs and Bants.
Yes. And Al Sharpton, who can't stand any word that ends in "igger."
You be careful with that one.
That's why I was very, very quiet before I said it. And then Joe Biden, who compares his minor event that may or may not have happened with people having their children burned alive. So.
Yeah. Joe Biden talking to 9/11 families. I know how you feel. I had to fly coach once.
Okay. So Jim is voting #2. And not seeing any other votes right now. Mark, what are your thoughts? And why don't you explain where you're at?
I'm, gosh, Biden's comments, especially on the last one, the #3 choices, shows what an insensitive prick he is. But Sharpton's trying to make a race war out of nothing, so I'm going to go with #2 also.
All right, so Willie Cully says put them both in chains. Tattered Playlist says he's voting by mail. And
so that's 7,000 votes for Joe Biden.
And Codex says that she's got to go with #3. I'm with Codex, but guess what, Mark? You've got in good company Tadano, Tim Turner, and Jim Wetzel all vote for #2.
Woo! Reverend Al pulling out the win. Way to go. I know. He did it. Did he win a couple weeks ago, too? I kind of feel like he did. And this has been Neil Young's Braying Jackass of the Week. Yes, he did. He did win a couple weeks ago, and he won for saying, could you imagine James Madison and Thomas Jefferson trying to overthrow the government?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I really kind of could imagine that, because that's what happened.
and again, this guy has to go back to our... So back when Al Sharpton was a much bigger man, he was in jail, and he said he was going to go on a hunger strike, and he was going to eat. And he ate like 3 meals a day.
He was eating like Jamba Juice 3 meals a day.
And so
it wasn't a hunger strike; it was a hungry strike.
It's a hungry strike. He's having a
sure I'm hungry.
Which cues Jim Wetzel requesting massive cannibalism.
Oh! I might be on the right page for that. Yes.
Massive cannibalism.
Absolutely.
All right. Excellent. Well done. That brings us to...
Think real fast.
And we have breaking...
Oh, sorry. I was throwing some papers at the cat.
Throwing papers at the cat.
Breaking news.
His flight, not a delight. The coup turned into a corkscrew into the ground. Wagner Group leader and now staying in the field, Yevgeny Prigozhin, crashed in a jet in Russia today. Mark, is this merely coincidence?
The jet crash? No, that's gravity. But it was a pure coincidence that there was an explosion on the jet beforehand. I put it down to the fact that, he used to be Putin's chef, so I'm sure he's up there and he's probably lighting some propane stove, on the aircraft. You shouldn't do that. But anyway, he probably turned it on, let the propane go for a little bit too long, and then touched a match. Ugh, horrible.
She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. Propane.
And it doesn't really matter how you pronounce his name. It's not Prigozhin. It's is dead now. Is dead.
Yeah. The missus. What did he know about Hillary Clinton?
Probably her actual underwear size.
Ooh. Yeah, if he'd had that, he could have used it as a parachute. Both. Is he now the ghost of Kiev? All right. I got a laugh from you, Mark. All right. We have more breaking.
Oh. Ah!
Breaking news.
The Russians impacted, but the Indians reacted, landing the first Indian spacecraft on the moon. Mark, why did they only have a crew of 72,000 hanging off the side?
Because that's how many it takes to make curry.
Okay. The missus, is it true that broken bones never happen in India because everyone is already in a cast? Hey, I'm here all week. Well, we have more breaking.
Breaking news.
Giuliani arrested because Trump contested the election shenanigans. Mark, how does it feel to live in a banana republic?
It's wonderful. I mean, a banana republic. I love banana republics. Put a little bit of chocolate sauce on one end, a little bit of strawberry on the other, a little, maybe some caramel.
All the bananas you can eat.
It is. It's perfect.
You realize you're talking about jail and talking about bananas, and we do not know. Anyway, the missus, do you think Trump should try to break in and then they could shoot their way out?
No, I think when he goes to turn himself in, which he said he's going to do tomorrow, I think it is, right?
That's right.
That as he walks in and he's surrounded by the police officers, that he should make a run for it.
or break into a song and dance routine and just kind of waltz on out while singing.
like the Joker in the Joker movie, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he can do the disappearing pencil trick. That'd be fun.
The bricks are growing as Mexico is showing an interest in going along with them. Mark, do you think the Mexicans are going to try and break into China now?
Oh, that would be funny. Yes.
The missus, do you think tacos could be made of lo mein?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
you might have invented just a new cuisine.
I've eaten at some of these fusion restaurants. I will say yes, definitely.
All right. So you're going to say that we could have actual true pup burritos, burritos made from... Oh, we'll stop there. Environmentalists have been failing, but now have the idea that ships should be sailing. The latest idea from environmentalists in 2023 is that ships could be powered by the wind in their journeys across the ocean. Mark, what sort of witchcraft is this?
I don't know, but dang, that is so original. Why didn't anyone else think of that?
Well, you know what socialists used for light before they used candles, right? Electricity.
There you go. The missus, do you think Sam Hyde is behind this plot?
Oh my God. How does he keep getting away with it?
It's Sam Hyde. Oh my.
He's a busy guy.
And Codex notes, tall ships. Woohoo. Next up, rum and the lash. Codex, you forgot the sodomy. That's part of that quote.
And the scurvy.
Yes. All right.
Come for the sodomy, stay for the scurvy.
Okay. Trump is skipping the debate.
Past the dysentery, though. Mm-hmm.
But he's not on at 8. He'll be chatting with Tucker after Bombs and Bants is over. Mark, did they decide to start at 8:55 EST because Tucker was scared that he'd lose ratings to us?
Of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did
What?
call me today and ask us to be done by 8:55.
Well, then you anticipated my follow-up question. Will you call up Tucker and book him as a guest?
I've turned him down so many times this week.
We might be able to add some popularity to him.
Things are getting weird, and they're getting weird fast.
And this is also related. Thousands of duplicate ballots were just found in Fulton County that were counted in 2020. Mark, why has there never been any evidence found of any voting irregularities anywhere ever?
Actually, I think there was a few years ago where a Republican had won.
No, come on. Every election that has been happened in the United States has been completely clean and above board and no evidence of all of any fraudulent voting. Right, YouTube?
Because that's what we have to say, because
Yes.
that's the only thing that we're allowed to say.
That's right. All elections are fair and above board.
And going towards the double line, Mrs., when they covered up the windows at the counting locations with poster board, that was to stop COVID, right?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Because they believe in science.
Science. Yes. They effing love science.
That's
All right.
right.
I represent
Dateline.
science.
Dateline Ukraine. The troops have felt the pain as $10 billion worth of equipment in the counteroffensive versus Russia has just been exploded. Mark, do you think it would have been better if they'd blown up $11 billion worth of stuff?
Well, yeah, because then that means that Raytheon and General Dynamics and all the other companies would have $11 billion dollars worth of stuff to remanufacture. That's how you create jobs.
That's it.
It's basic economics.
Break the windows so that the people who make the windows, there you go. That's the way we can destroy our country to prosperity. That's
right.
Excellent. All right.
All those little engineers, they have little people and little kids, and they want to grow up to be big engineers. And
there we go.
It's creative destruction.
The missus, your question. Are there refunds?
I'm going to say no, but to be honest, I have no idea what we're talking about.
We can explain it more slowly if you need us to.
Well, whenever I ask you, are there refunds, you're supposed to say?
There are no refunds.
There are no refunds. There are no refunds. All right, folks. Mark, do you have any parting words on number 99?
I don't, yeah, it just reminds me of Get Smart.
And it makes you feel all funny inside. I know.
Mark was momentarily distracted. What? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Well, no, I was just trying to think. Did she have a name? But then I realized, no, she didn't. It was just 99. Even when they got married, it was just 99.
So, and both Tim and Jim asked the question, any thoughts on something for the 100th? And what are the plans? I figured we could discuss those right afterwards. I do have something working. I don't know if it'll be pitiful.
Yeah, you've got a scheme cooking, do you?
It's a scheme. It's a scheme. I tell you, champ, it's a scheme. The missus, do you have any ending comments?
No, but I think we have people maybe who are working on. Why can't I find anything today? Okay, we do have folks who are working on the 100th episode of the podcast.
We have top men working on it right now.
Yes.
All right.
And they're busy.
Yeah, if you could just go ahead and make sure you put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports, that would be great.
Oh, and I was looking for this one earlier too and couldn't find it.
China.
Maybe I need this one too.
Well, bye.
Well, on that miserable disappointment.
Wait, we probably need that one.
Yep. Thanks, everyone, once again for coming into Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. And I am your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder. And we'll be seeing you next week with a very special 100th episode of Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants.
And that's when
I'm
we
John.
sneak in with an episode of Terrence and Phillip.
Yep.
Bye, everyone. I like turtles.
We all screwed it up that time. Woo! Go team! Y'all come back now, you hear?